In Chapter 2 of Wuthering Heights, Mr. Lockwood sets out across the moors toward Wuthering Heights, arriving as it begins to snow. Jumping over the locked garden gate, Mr. Lockwood pounds on the door, but no one answers. Finally, a young man, readers will learn is Hareton, sees Mr. Lockwood and brings him in through the kitchen window, where he meets Mrs. Heathcliff, or Catherine. Everyone is rude to Mr. Lockwood, who in turn thinks that Heathcliff himself has a genuine bad nature. No one will help Mr. Lockwood back to Thrushcross Grange, even though it's now dark and snowing, so he grabs a lantern to find his own way home. Crotchety servant Joseph accuses him of stealing the lantern and commands the dogs to attack. The dogs knock Mr. Lockwood over, and his resulting yelling and screaming gives him a nosebleed, at which Heathcliff laughs. Eventually, Heathcliff relents and allows Mr. Lockwood to spend the night at Wuthering Heights. A typical Victorian gentleman, Mr. Lockwood expects to be welcomed at Wuthering Heights with customary hospitality and good manners. But he gradually realizes that the inhabitants of Wuthering Heights live by their own set of rules, ones his reliance on traditional social expectations don't apply to. A man of his era, he expects a beautiful woman like Catherine to be the angel in the house, a sweet domestic goddess who is kind and welcoming as a host. Nope, Catherine is none of those things. Here, the social world Mr. Lockwood knows is turned upside down. Wuthering Heights infects Mr. Lockwood with its own dark energy, reducing him to screaming like an angry lunatic by the end of the chapter.